All those angry prostitutes would get you, Ryan.
Yep.
You just got slapped one too many times.
Ryan loves his prostitutes. Welcome to Tairimo Boys Podcast. I'm your host, Cody. With me in second chair is the boy who drank all the rum. It's Jeremy.
Oh, and then some.
Stop drinking it all.
Yeah, I definitely stopped rum in my early 20s. For good reasons.
With me in third chair is the boy who best be believing in Tairimo Boys reviews, because he's in one. It's Ryan.
Yo.
Alright, here we are. Jeremy recommended that we watch the first Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. So, we did just that. So, Jeremy, where would you rank this movie amongst your favorite movies?
Number one.
Actually, number one, are you just doing the whole thing? Dick.
No, it's not the whole shtick. This is number one, followed by probably like Deadpool and Wolverine, and then like the second Pirates. This is my number one, though.
So, Jeremy has a really close connection with this movie.
Mm-hmm. Very close. In fact, my whole left arm is pretty much dedicated to this. My whole sleeve is almost Pirates of the Caribbean stuff.
As long as it's not butt pirate stuff.
Definitely not but pirate stuff. No.
So, Pirates of the Caribbean 1, Curse of the Black Pearl, came out in 2003. It's 2 hours and 23 minutes long. It was a smash success at the box office. The budget was $140 million. It made $654 million. So, Jeremy, got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the darkest Disney movie?
It's up there.
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty damn dark, and that's what made me fall in love with this movie.
Remember, it's based on a ride at like Disneyland or Disney World. I don't know.
That is also my favorite
one.
ride of all time. I rode that multiple times.
But yeah, for a Disney movie, it's dark. It's got rotting skeletons. It's got violence, a little bit of blood, mentions of struggle snuggling, eunuch jokes. Well, the kids aren't gonna understand that. But this is the pirate movie everyone's always wanted all along. Jeremy?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Fond memory. I still remember the exact night that I went to see this movie. Back when they had late night releases.
You know what I'm thinking? Like, it's as dark as this movie is. It's amazing that Morbius was so like PG-13.
Well, that's current year.
Jeremy, it's only been like 20 years.
Well, they were okay to do darker stuff back then. They could get away with a lot more. Kids weren't so sensitive.
I think it's just the parents that are sensitive.
Yeah. Good point. Well, they're bringing up even more sensitive kids, so we're in an endless loop of horribleness now.
So, Jeremy, give me your first thoughts.
Favorite movie of all time.
Okay, we already
Absolutely.
know that.
Absolutely obsessed with pirate shit. If there was an era that I wish I was born in other than this shitty one, it would be back then with piracy, even though it was actually horrible. But it romanticizes the idea of pirates. And again, one of my favorite movies of all time, and the theater experience was incredible.
So, Jeremy must live in the Great Pirate era.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's a joke for people out there that get it. Ryan, what about you? What are your first thoughts?
One of my favorite movies of all time.
There we
Somewhere in the multiverse. Probably. As for here, it's cool. It's a good movie. I didn't see it in the theater. I waited because everybody was raving about it, and I like being a contrarian, and so I waited for like years to see it. But it was good. It was a fun, good time.
Yeah, me and Ryan, besides us being family, we got a lot in common. I always did the contrarian thing. It took me like years to watch this movie. Same thing with Lord of the Rings. I remember Ryan took my brother to go watch one of the Lord of the Rings movies, but I had like no interest in it.
I was a day one pirate. Late night release back when that was the thing. In fact, my aunt took us, and I remember driving home, and there was a cemetery not far from the woods that we live nearby, and it was a full moon that night, and it was foggy as shit. And I remember me and my cousins were like looking for the skeletons, like they're out there moving. Look for them.
All right, you ready for me to blow up this review?
I hope in a fun fashion. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna for the most part thing.
Don't you dare.
Yeah, I will.
You want me money?
Don't. You're walking the fucking plank.
Okay.
Not before give me my money.
You'll get your nickel in the mail, Ryan.
Oh, we're up to a nickel now.
Ryan renegotiated his contract.
God damn it. I'm not a good negotiator.
Is this a good movie? Yes. Is this anywhere near on my top 100 list of movies? No. Like, I think it's really enjoyable, but it's not something I'd want to watch over and over again.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
I do want to add, too, that I have major problems with some things in this movie, and most of all, I hate the final battle.
How dare you?
But we'll get more into that in a bit. So, for anyone who doesn't know, Pirates of the Caribbean, oh, we've already mentioned it's based on a ride, but it stars Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. I mean, he's kind of like the charismatic, goofy pirate that wanders around. He's trying to get his old ship back. So, here's a question for you boys. Do you think any other actor would have been able to do the role of Johnny Depp?
Nope.
I want to say no, but do you have a fun fact about who was also considered for this role
Yes, I do.
that has something to do with me?
Probably not.
No,
It
or an actor that I enjoy.
Well, wasn't Heath Ledger, or was Heath
It was
Ledger for
Michael
Will?
Keaton.
Oh, I didn't know about Michael Keaton.
Holy
Oh.
shit. That would be a vastly different movie.
The fun fact I do have is they had Robert De Niro as Jack Sparrow, but he thought pirate movies were kind of a dud, and he passed on it. Of course, this movie blew up, and he was kind of upset about that. So, going forward, he refused to turn down pirate roles, so he played Captain Shakespeare in the movie Stardust. There's you some epic foreshadowing for next week. Wink, wink.
Johnny Depp made this character for me so much to the point where I will not watch a Pirates movie without Johnny Depp.
Yep, I'm
I
here
refuse.
on this side of the. This movie wouldn't have been able to be what it is without Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. Because the like goofiness you get from Johnny Depp, no other actor would have been able to match it.
Nope. But then also his serious tones when he plays both parts so well.
Yeah, no one would have been able to match it.
Well, at least we agree on something for this review so far.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's a good movie. It's just I've got problems with it.
Don't you dare talk about I know what you're going to say at the final fight, too.
But before we get to that, so what are our opinions about the villain of this movie, Barbosa?
Love the actor. Love Barbosa. What's the actor's name?
I don't know.
Jeffrey Rush? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Big fan of him.
I can't think of another thing I've ever seen him in. I went down like the list after watching this, but where I recognize some stuff, I just don't recognize him. It might be just the missing pirate accent. It is a pirate accent, well. I'm just gonna come out here and say the thing on it. I hate the fact that he's in like every Pirates movie. Well, I don't know if he's in every pirate. I know he's in the first three. I haven't seen anything past that.
He only shows up in the second at the end. And then you don't need to see any past the third one. Don't worry about that.
Okay. But, you know what they were doing. They probably liked the actor and they just kept bringing him back. But when you keep bringing like a character back, it kind of ruins it for you. And here's your little fun fact about what he did. In the movie, he makes sure he's on like the left side of the screen. The reason for that is because he believes, and I think for good reason, that you know how we read from like left to right. So whenever he's in a scene, we're going to be focusing on the left side of our screen.
Smart move. Also, interesting fun fact.
So next time you're in a movie, remember to do that.
I'll do my best. My good side.
Of course, the big part of this movie is the whole romance thing between Will and Elizabeth. And I'm going to say I really like it because it feels like natural. It's not like whenever we watch Dune, the 80s version of it, where that romance came out of nowhere.
Right out of left field.
At least the recent remake made it better. But boys, tell me what you think about this. Elizabeth's a really good character because this is really how you make like a strong, independent female character. Like she could do things, but she's not invincible. She's not like Rey in like the new Star Wars movies. She gets everything handed to her.
She fights for it. Eventually becomes Pirate King too.
Well, that might be a little bit of plot armor right there.
And a little bit of a switcheroo from Jack Sparrow. He likes anarchy, like I do. We love chaos. Also, wasn't Keira Knightley underage in this movie?
Oh, you ruined my joke. Oh, Jeremy, why'd you ruin it?
I had to say it.
Because the question was going to come up. I was like, oh, well, would you guys Elizabeth? And then I was going to
No,
be like,
not
oh.
for another year. Not for another year.
Well, time for me to call the police then. But yeah, I think she was like 17 when the movie finally came out.
Yep, she had to get consent for a lot of the scenes from her mother.
And I remember reading this big thing where they were painting like boobs on her.
They were
So
painting?
yeah. Oh, they did like boob makeup on her.
Okay, I didn't know
But
that one.
apparently she's flatter than a washboard. But we're not. Yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, no. We're gonna cut that one right out of the bud.
So Jeremy, what are some of your favorite moments in the movie?
Hard to pick them, to be honest. And I can't say the whole movie. I'm gonna say most of the movie. When Jack Sparrow first sails into port, when his ship is sinking, the fight in the blacksmith, the end fight, the whole stranded on the island scene. There's so many more, but that's the ones on top of my head right now. Oh, the very end too, when he whips out his compass, says "Bring me that horizon."
I think you just named the entire movie.
I told you it's the whole movie for me. I got close.
And I'll agree with a bunch of these scenes. Like I love the Jack versus Will fight.
Ooh, Tortuga, that's up there.
Oh yeah, you got like
That's a
the
place I'd want to hang out.
prostitutes and all the drinking and fighting. Everyone probably bloody all the time. Get tired of the fighting. I do love the island scene because I established early in the movie that it's like mythology going around to how Jack escaped the island. It's like, oh, he ended up standing in like the water for 2 weeks till the wildlife got used to him, and then he used his back hair to make rope for sea turtles to carry him off. And when he finally get the island, he's like, "Oh, rum smugglers were using the island. I bartered my way off after like 3 days." I love like little bits like that in stories where you got like some huge mythology. It's just something simple.
And something silly.
Ryan, what about you?
I think Jeremy and you named pretty much all the things I was gonna name. If I had to pick a favorite, it'd probably be Jack versus Will.
Yeah, it's that's always got some like real Princess Bride feels.
Maybe that's why I loved it so much.
Yeah,
Go watch our Princess Bride review.
yep. And our
Was it
review
excellent
next
review?
week, which is Princess Bride adjacent, foreshadowing.
Shadow,
Jeremy, name something in this movie you don't like.
don't do this to me.
I will
Don't
do
you
it
dare.
too. Yeah.
Okay, one of my favorite things about this movie is the curse. I love the Aztec gold. I love the whole idea of it. I actually have the 883rd piece, even though there's only 882 that they counted. But that's on my hand, tattooed on my hand. But at the end fight scene, when Jack kills Barbosa,
I hate that.
it bothers me that Will was still holding the coin and then dropped it, and then Barbosa started bleeding. So that it's insinuating that any damage taken prior to that, you're going to start to feel. So Jack should have been damaged. That scene did bother me.
I'll talk about that. Ryan, you want to jump in?
Things I didn't like. I didn't like that Barbosa got defeated.
You just wanted the villain to win then.
Yeah.
Okay. Time to ruin everything for you.
In there,
I will. Okay.
you'll still not ruin it for me. I'll still love this movie indefinitely.
Too bad. First off, you got the whole pistol thing of, hey, when we do mutiny, we leave you a pistol on a desert island. So if you choose to, you can unalive yourself. The water would ruin the black powder in that. So that is pointless. So there's your problem number one. Second, this Aztec curse makes no sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that.
So you got to return like all 82 pieces.
882.
Whatever. 882. I get that they could sense it, but it'd be so easy to just take a piece, throw it at the bottom of like the Mariana Trench, and then they can't even dredge it up because if you boys remember what happened to that submarine at the Titanic like a few years ago, I'll imagine even a skeleton just pulp you. So that's that problem. But why did Will's dad not get cursed for like stealing a piece? Why does he need his family's blood?
He was cursed, but he was picked up by Davy Jones.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know that's established like in the next movie.
Mhm.
But, I mean, David Barbaro says, "Oh, we sent him to J.V. Jones's locker," and then you find out in the next movie that
Davy Jones is a thing.
yeah, it's actually a thing. But what's with the blood requirement? That's like never explained. Like, oh yeah, we need his bloodline. Like, why?
Got to pay it back in blood.
Like, okay,
It
well,
was their price for stealing.
okay, why don't they? Why his blood? Like, I know he did like the whole sent the piece away to Will. Why isn't Will cursed?
I agree with that. Or maybe because the curse was already established.
Well, I mean,
Bootstrap.
the curse is yeah. Why can't he just spill the blood? Remember, like after they think they get cured the first time, and he takes the gun out and shoots the one guy. He's like, "Oh, I'm still alive. I'm still undead." Like, why not his blood? The blood thing makes no sense. Next thing, I hate the final fight because the fight between the pirates and the British would be over really quickly because you can't kill the pirates, and they would
Hmm.
just they would just quickly outnumber the pirates and the British and just stab them.
Yep. And they had the element of surprise.
Yep.
Also, that is one of my other favorite scenes is watching the pirates like walking on the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, I love
That gave
that
me
scene.
that gave me such nerd chills.
And then, like you've already mentioned, where Jack shoots Barbosa and then Will drops the coin and then he dies. It's like,
Yes,
okay,
that will always bother me.
there seems to be like some timer of whenever damage carries over because like I know like after the curse is lifted, like one of the pirates on the ship like falls over dead because he just got stabbed. But
Yeah, that bothers me. The whole timer thing.
I don't I hate the timer thing because like it could have very well have just been Jack pulling out his gun, shooting Barbosa. It's like, hey, you got me, and then it shows blood down there, and then it goes over to Will, and Will's already dropped the coin in there.
I would have preferred to see that. If I have to be a nitpicky boy, which I'm not going to
You're
be on
being
this film.
nitpicky, boy, with me.
Well, I always am, but my one problem I have is that scene.
Yeah, it's I don't know why they chose to do that. And remember, black powder would have been ruined. So, but I mean, I'll believe that maybe Jack repacked the powder in there. But then again,
Look
whatever.
at you being a positive boy.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's impossible to repack powder.
He just saved the shot after all. Could have packed the powder. But yeah, the curse thing. I love the idea of the curse. I just don't like how it has that timer.
Hey, Jeremy, why's this movie called Curse of the Black Pearl and not Curse of the Aztec Gold?
Because it sounds cool.
Yeah. So originally the movie was just supposed to be called Pirates of the Caribbean, but they kind of thought there was gonna be a sequel. So I think it was like Mike Eigner had it be Curse of the Black Pearl, and then another executive got mad because the Black Pearl wasn't cursed, the Aztec Gold was cursed. But I've always taken it as like the crew of the Black Pearl was cursed. So
Yeah,
there
that's
you
how I
go.
view it too.
It works. I'm not gonna nitpick that.
Good. So still didn't ruin the movie for me because my beef was pretty much your beef too. So
Okay, but another thing, why did they have all that treasure laying around the chest? Like all they needed was the 883 1 pieces.
so they could celebrate at Tortuga after. Okay, there was also another thing too. It was a little bit of a discrepancy, but when you remember Barbosa saying he can't feel anything, can't feel the warmth of a woman's flesh and things like that.
Yep.
Well, when he tells Elizabeth to walk the plank and she throws her dress back, he grabs
Still
it. He says, "It's
warm.
still warm," and he throws it. Okay, that's the other discrepancy that bothered me. I was like, "Oh, now you can feel."
I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily. It could be just a mocking thing. Like, oh, I'm cold, but this is warm. Oh, I don't take that. I don't know if that line's supposed to be as serious as we're taking it.
Probably not, but it's what we do.
And the thing is, too, Aztec gold would probably be considered pagan. They probably would have melted a lot of it down into other stuff.
A pirate?
Not
No, I
pirate.
think
No, I mean, like if a pirate's getting that, that shit's getting circulated, and then
Oh, yeah.
whenever the governments get their hands on it, they're gonna probably melt it down like church, especially church items.
more paganism.
So I don't think they'd be returning 882 coins. That's how they could have wrote like all the treasure lying around, but again, there's still too much treasure.
As a pirate, you can never have too much treasure.
But that's enough bitching.
Still didn't ruin it for me. Told you, still my favorite movie.
Pirates of the Caribbean 4.
No, let's not go there.
Oh, is there 5 movies?
Yes,
Okay, there's 5 movies.
What's the fifth one? The Dial of Destiny.
it felt like it. It had to do with a trident,
Like most people just consider there to be 3 movies.
like myself. I like the villain of the
I know
fifth
the
one.
feeling.
Don't we all? We can relate on this.
That was an Indiana Jones reference, new viewers. All right, before we wrap this up, let's do some boys in action. So, Jeremy, if you were in this movie, where would you die?
My favorite movie of all time. I survived this bitch. I am the pirate.
Fair enough. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, how in the beginning the ship sinks just at the right moment and he's able to get off?
Tell me you trip.
No, I just sink earlier.
Undershot it.
What? You can't swim?
I think you know the answer to that question.
No, I have got a picture on my fucking filing cabinet of you like swimming when you were like maybe like I don't know, like around 10 years old.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It depends on how far I'm out. How far out is this boat to shore?
Yeah,
As far as your heart desires.
it literally is like right at the dock, but I don't. You could probably swim as long as the bay was in sight.
Cody,
Well,
where do you die?
you know the first time that we don't see where Jack gets left on the deserted island.
Hmm.
Well, my deserted island wouldn't have rum smugglers. I'd probably drink seawater and die real quick.
Oh God, it's a horrible way to go.
That's honestly the thing. You'd probably die of thirst on that island. All the water would probably be salt contaminated. Where do you think the whole water everywhere but not a drop to drink comes from?
Actually, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna change mine because I remember my old roommate from when I was in Virginia asked me when we were watching it how we would both fare in Tortuga, and I told him I he would make it and I wouldn't. So somebody takes me out in Tortuga.
That's where I would want to go out.
All those angry prostitutes would get you, Ryan.
Yep.
You just got slapped one too many times.
Ryan loves his prostitutes. Did you
I hope that's
deserve
the
any of
intro to
that?
the video.
Consider it done. But Ryan, did you deserve any of it?
Oh, I deserved all of it.
All right, Jeremy, pass top on to you.
Mythbusters did a an episode with the canoe underwater thing.
Oh, okay.
And it,
Hold on, don't spoil it. I've never seen this, but I don't think it's possible because
oh,
getting the canoe underwater would probably be impossible. Like
right,
I
go
know,
watch the damn episode.
I know. So I know if you stick a cup underwater, there's gonna be like a lot of air in that. Are you saying that they proved it to be true?
Yes.
Okay. Did they have to weigh down the boat in any way?
That I don't remember. I just remember them saying it was plausible.
But possible.
Like they made it work. But
Yeah.
eventually you're going to run out of oxygen.
Well,
I think that's the problem. You have very limited oxygen. So
I think you'd probably have enough to get where they're going. Whatever. I'll go watch the episode. All right, Ryan, pass up on to you.
Favorite side character?
I like the two pirate henchmen. The one's got like the wooden eye. The other one's just dumb.
I do like those. Are we? Can we consider Barbosa a side character, or is he main? Because he's the main villain.
I'd consider him main.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go with the two dumb pirates. They're the most fun, followed probably closely by the two dumb Englishmen, or Britishmen, whatever they were.
Yeah, were those two guys in like the later movies?
Hmm.
I know the two dumb pirates are in later movies, but okay. What about you, Ryan?
Pirate with the fake eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're all in
So we
agreement.
all went, yeah, all the dumb pirates.
All right, Jeremy, final thoughts?
Favorite movie of all time. The reason I am 100% covered on my left arm.
Ryan, final thoughts?
Not my favorite movie of all time, but it's good. It's enjoyable.
Yep, I'll let go Ryan's thoughts. Like I said, it's a good movie. It's just not one of my favorites. I highly recommend watching it. You get your thoughts, but I mean, everyone's going to enjoy it no matter what. It's just varying levels of how you enjoy it. Although I probably ruined the whole movie for you with all the nitpicking. All right, let's scale this bad boy.
Number one.
No. I don't think
Okay,
we're
I'll
gonna
let.
have. I don't think Jeremy's gonna have a lot of fun with the scale today. But today's
Okay.
scale, we got like the adventuring scale.
Ooh.
I thought I was gonna do like ranking the Pirates movies, but I'm not familiar enough with 4 and 5 to do it. So, Jeremy, adventure scale is The Princess Bride. There's just some epic foreshadowing for next week. To the pirate movie, which, if you're unaware, is an Australian musical. That's really bad.
I was not aware, but thank you. Although Princess Bride is very, very dear and near to my heart. I love that movie with a passion. This is ranked far above it.
Fair enough. Ryan,
Put it 5 pirate ships above Unalive Squad Kill the Justice League. No. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna keep that.
How big are these pirate ships?
oh yeah, these galleons are sloops.
This makes a big difference on how much you like the movie.
Huge. If I'm comparing it to Unalive Squad Kill the Justice League, they're almost like yachts, super rich mega yachts.
Okay,
God,
that's
what a
fair.
terrible game.
I feel better now.
What's the name of that pirate that was in Cape Crusader?
I cannot remember.
Pirate?
Wasn't there a pirate character? Like a
I-
pirate ghost?
Oh, you're thinking Gentleman Ghost, and
Gentleman ghost.
he's not a pirate. He's just a gentleman, a bandit.
Okay. Isn't there a DC pirate?
It probably is. Like, I find it hard to believe there's probably not a.
Comment section.
Please help us.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to the episode of Tairimo Voice Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, tell us DC pirate villains. Don't forget to ring that motherfucking bell. Stay tuned for more episodes.